Hello, Merry Christmas and welcome to the Reservoir Red Dogs Christmas special. I'm Matt Ford, I'm joined by Paul McGregor.
Hi mate, how you doing?
Very good, thanks. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too.
You feeling festive?
My jumper's making me feel festive, that's about it. I'm not quite there yet. I think when we pop into the square later, that's when it really happens for me.
Well, maybe over the course of this episode you'll feel increasingly festive.
Hopefully, yeah.
Let's hope it works. Today we are joined by our very own three wise men. The only man to be a player, manager and chairman of the club, Frank Clark. A man voted Forest's greatest ever player, just ahead of Paul McGregor, John Robertson. And the only man who has a day named after him, Colin Barrett. Gentlemen, Merry Christmas and welcome back to the show.
Merry Christmas.
It's a pleasure to be here.
And to you.
You're three of the most popular guests we've had.
Well, thank you.
And we've had 4 or 5. So
You're lucky.
it's great to have you all back. First and foremost, John, there was a poll earlier this year done by the Evening Post, or Nottinghamshire Live as it's now known. You topped the poll as Forest fans' favourite ever player, with, on your own, 42% of the vote, which is a remarkable landslide. Stuart Pearce was behind you on 26%. It must feel fantastic.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, really, when you're a little boy wanting to grow up and play football and you just want to make a living and follow your heroes, but to be voted for the greatest ever player is something special, yeah.
With a fix.
Was it? It was rigged?
Yeah, he was going around paying people to vote for him.
I told you not to do it.
Stuart Pearce was on 26%, Stan Collymore on 9%, Kenny Burns on 1%. No mention of Paul McGregor. It must be a fix.
Illuminati, mate.
Is what it is?
Definite fix, yeah.
Use pens. So it's this is a Christmas special, fellas.
I blame the BBC and the right-wing media.
Paul is getting too topical in here. We need to be very careful. We need to steer away from this. So, fellas, Christmas as a footballer at Nottingham Forest in the good old days. Sort of football these days, it looks like footballers don't really get much of a Christmas. Back then, did you get much of a Christmas as players?
Not really. We probably played more games over Christmas then than they do now. So Christmas Day was just another day, really. I used to tell my players when they complained about it, look, you've got 2 months in the summer when it's Christmas every day. So if your wife gets angry about you missing your Christmas lunch, just a reminder of that, you know. If you're a professional footballer, you have to train, you have to play when they tell you to play. And it's as simple as that, really.
But there was no... So you never have a glass of sherry or a red wine with your Christmas
I
dinner?
wouldn't go that far. But probably only one glass, you know. But
Speak for yourself,
we
Frank.
played Boxing Day. Listen, when I first started, before these two lads, we played Christmas Day as well.
Yeah, I remember that.
We played Christmas Day and Boxing Day. So we definitely didn't have a glass of red wine then.
Oh, that would have been awful. But once you're then in a period where you're not playing on Christmas Day, would you let your hair down at all, Colin, on the 25th?
Not really. I mean, if you were playing away from home, they'd say, right, you'd have your Christmas morning, and then they'd have you in the afternoon, and then you'd train, and then if you were going away, you'd go away that night, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and then stay in a hotel. But no, more or less, you should be grown up about it. You should realise what you're going to do and how you should react.
Because what's in a way strange about it is, and maybe this is people saying this stuff afterwards, but it feels like the 70s was everyone was drunk every day of the week, particularly footballers, let alone the rest of society. And yet Christmas Day was the only day everyone was reining it in.
I can't remember.
We had a good go at it. We had a good go at joining in with everybody else.
No, that's all a myth. That's rubbish, that, really.
Yeah.
Footballers did drink more in those days. But a lot of people thought that having a few drinks was actually good for you, you know. Brian used to encourage you to have a drink or two.
Yeah.
And a lot of footballers were encouraged to, after a game, to go out and have a few beers as a way of refueling, because science told you that was a good thing. Now we know it wasn't a good thing, but
It's good for the soul.
yeah,
Good for the group.
that's how it was at the time. But this image of players being drunk all the time is a nonsense.
It's been slightly exaggerated.
It's a myth put about by Gary Burles.
Where is he today? Or
He's in the pub, probably, yeah. Robbo, what were your Christmases like as a player at Forest?
Well, very much the same as the other lads. There was once I broke the rule of not drinking before a game when I had a mate who worked in the Victoria Centre Fox's music place. And,
Foxes, yeah.
I remember that upstairs, yeah.
So I went in behind upstairs and went in behind the back for a glass of wine. I shouldn't have done it. We were playing again next day and I had a nightmare. I lost 3-0, but it was the only time I did it where I actually had one or two too many at Christmas.
In Foxes.
In
Of all the places.
They had a speakeasy in the back of Foxes.
So what were the Christmas parties like when you were players? Where would you go?
I don't think we had a Christmas party.
Well, we didn't get the money they're making now, where they go to Dubai and go to New York, and we used to go.
We used to go out every day, every week.
Same city, Nottingham.
Same
We've
thing.
got
We were sensible.
Bill's Calf, chip butties,
If
cup
you
of tea.
believe that, you believe anything.
Who wants any better than that?
Peppermill for coffee.
Peppermill, yeah.
That's all. We had all those days.
But there wouldn't be like a
And then
Christmas...
Uriah Heaps. Then
Oh, that's right.
Then Uriah's came into it. big
That's
style.
right.
That's right.
And then when the young lads started to go to Uriah Heaps, and then we joined the young lads going to Uriah's. You know.
But would you celebrate Christmas as players? Would you do like a secret Santa or get each other cards and things like that?
Not really.
No.
We had our Christmas day. Well, one day we would go out every year, obviously, at Christmas.
Yeah.
But it was only once. We didn't go overboard celebrating, honestly. Again, I'm trying to convince you. You don't look convinced.
But there's the tradition at the club, isn't there, of the game after the day after the Christmas do that the lads go on. Can you not remember that?
No.
So
Maybe
we
this
all
was
used to
the
go on
new
the
thing.
Christmas.
Never got invited.
No, we all used to go on the Christmas do. I remember it because I remember one year having to hide quite a bit of it from you.
Really?
Well,
Oh, you see, it's coming out now.
there was the
Frank.
loaded party.
Spies let me down there.
Yeah. There was the loaded party in town at Rock City, and me and Scott Gemmell went. We were on stage with like Kathy
Joe
Lloyd
Guest.
and Joe Guest and
Wow.
Bez from the Happy Mondays.
Brilliant.
And it was a mad night. I think I had an ankle strain.
Yeah.
So the do would always start in the TBI. We'd all meet in the TBI after training,
Right.
and then we'd play like drinking golf all day in Sam Fays and all that, and then go off into town. The next day was always they did it for years. I got told it was a tradition. The reserves would play the first team, and you'd have a right go at it the day after. I remember those games. Did you not do them?
No.
Oh, I can't remember. That must have been after
We
I
were
was gone.
professionals.
No, you were definitely there.
I seem to pull my hamstring every year around about December
Yeah.
23rd.
Yeah, it's the cold rubber.
Yeah.
Not true, that.
No, I'm only
That's
joking.
a joke.
It's December
That's a joke.
22nd.
One season you played 70 games and never missed a game at all.
Wow.
Thanks, Bob.
So, Frank, when you were managing then and the players were all out in the TBI, would you get invited to those things, or was there like a line? Was the gaffer not invited, Paul?
No. We did have a club Christmas party, which I always felt a little bit uncomfortable at.
Why?
Well, because I'm the manager, like, and so I always made a point of leaving early, so they could relax after I'd gone, you know. Although at one Christmas party I did actually perform on stage with
You did?
the Fab Four, doing 2 or 3 Beatles songs, and then we got Piercy up singing I Fought the Law, like the old Clash. Was it the Clash?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
And but normally I'd be gone before it got silly, like, you know, because they don't want you there, you know. They all, I hope they would all feel a bit inhibited while I was there. Maybe they didn't.
So, how mad would it go after Frank left then, Paul?
Are these the ones at the? I can't remember these. You see, I can remember the Fab Four. They were in the Jubilee Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they were quite relaxed. It was just a few
Yeah,
beers. It wasn't crazy.
I thought it was a great thing. All the staff were there. At that time, the great atmosphere in the club, like, all the players used to get lunch at the club, and all the staff were in the same room, all having lunch together. And I just thought that was a really great thing. And it was the same with the Christmas party. But I think they've gone out of fashion now, you know. Like John says, the players bugger off to Dubai or something like that, and they don't really have a club Christmas party as such, you know. I mean, when I went to Manchester City, they hadn't had a Christmas party for 22 years on it.
Oh, so sad.
And Alan Hill, who I took there with me as my assistant, he arranged a Christmas party in February. It didn't help us, but it was... everybody had a good day at the club.
So, Paul, when you were playing, you're doing this pub golf thing for Christmas. I mean, fans must be like, oh, my God, there's a load of Forest players in the pub celebrating Christmas. Were they...
Well, we kept away a little bit out on the fringes, like Sam Faze and Hooters when it turned up.
Just laid low at Hooters.
Yeah.
Don't talk about Hooters. I actually opened Hooters, believe it or not. That's my claim to fame, which the chairman now never lets me forget. Every time he does a speech in the boardroom, he's always quick to mention my claim to fame is I actually opened Hooters.
I didn't realise it was going that long.
In the old building across used to be across the road. They've moved now, obviously. So it's a stain on my on my reputation.
They do very good food. I think that's why people go. It's the
Yeah, I'm
food.
sure.
It's
Well, they brought over like loads of like American models to open it. Like all the girls in there were unbelievable.
I
Like,
wouldn't. It's not the sort of place I go.
Oh,
Paul.
me,
but we got-
don't think I've ever been there.
No. But that's how it opened, and then about 6 months later, it was a very different affair.
So you guys all played under Brian Clough. At Christmas, would he give you like a I don't know, Christmas bonus or a bottle of something? Was
No.
there any? There was nothing at all.
No,
No.
like tell them the story
Oh, with Trevor.
about Trevor.
Well, we were always arguing about bonuses at the football club. And we had a meeting and Pete was chairing it. And they'd been arguing for a while. And Trevor says, well, what do we do at Christmas? And Pete says, you hang your stocking up like everybody else. Which is quite brilliant.
So now do you have like an ex-players get-together for Christmas? Do you have the Christmas parties you should have had as players?
No.
No,
No, we don't. We should do. We had I organised by a couple of the other lads when I was growing up at 15, come down here at 16, a reunion with some of the apprentices at that time. But that's the only thing that I've done, but nobody else is. We don't do it on a regular basis, do we?
no,
Half of them would want pain.
Yeah, probably.
no, not the lads. Well, one or two of them might.
Naming no names.
No,
No.
So, Paul, in your day, who were the kind of party animals in the squad?
Kevin Campbell,
Really?
yeah, organised the lot.
Really?
It was, oh my God. We went from having a few drinks and getting a bit leery and having a laugh with the lads to it being that level. And I know that doesn't work on a podcast, but I'm putting my hand up high.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, to the point where I can't go into it
Really?
in public, yeah.
I thought he was a great pro, Kevin, as well. So I brought him.
Oh,
there.
he knew how to do that side of it, but he knew how to do the other side of it equally as well.
So we're talking like absolute carnage.
Oh my God, like to the point where I'd be stood at the back like that. Oh, what is like Sodom and Gomorrah?
Wow, the last days of Rome.
Yeah.
My word. So who was it? I think Gary Birtles told us that someone used to book a hypnotist for the Christmas party. Was that right?
Well, I remember there was one part of the hypnotist. Colin Walsh swallowed a lemon. Seriously. Swallowed a lemon and he looked as if he was relishing it. A lemon. Can you imagine?
But what he
Silly.
thought it was an apple or something.
Yeah, I think the boy said to him, did you think you were a juicy peach? And he ate a lemon.
Well, I'm glad all that happened after I left.
I could eat a lemon.
I mean, I got the impression from Birtles like it was the sort of like it was Kevin Campbell level mayhem, but maybe I've been misled.
Not much has been. Maybe Caligula. There's not much been Kevin Campbell level. Trust me.
So Frank, you played for Forest, managed, and were chairman. So in your role as chairman, would you have to like organise a staff do at all?
Well, I was only there, chairman, 10 months, and when I came, the money was in very short supply. We were skint, in fact, and they weren't going to have anything. Mark Arthur was, running the club, him and John Pelling, and they were under pressure financially, and so they had to keep things very tight. I managed to persuade them to to throw a few £100 into a kitty, and all the staff organised their own party. They went somewhere on Central Avenue in West Bridgeford.
Lovely.
Just the staff, not the players. And I went and did my usual, like left, had a meal and then left early, and had a good
Usual?
time. Huh?
What do you mean your usual?
I always,
You're always last to leave, man.
not when I was there in my official capacity, John. I always left early.
Always last to leave unless they had to pay.
Yeah.
In a very different capacity.
What a bunch of porkies he's telling now.
So, Macca, when you were playing, did the players swap gifts? Would you do cards and things?
Yeah, I think we had like a £10 limit, and you'd get a gift that took the mick. Don't ask me which ones, I can't remember.
Well, maybe a Merc album.
Don't need to be like that, is
No,
it?
it was the CDs were roughly a tenner back then.
The tape back then.
Tape, of course, vinyl.
Tapes, yeah.
So, fellas, we sometimes do a fact file. We ask you the sorts of questions you used to get asked in football magazines and annuals when you were playing. And today's is a special Christmas-themed one. So, Colin, what's your favourite Christmas film?
Great Escape.
Does that count as a Christmas film?
Yeah, it's always on at Christmas.
It's on at Christmas, all right, fair dues.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
There's no answer to that.
My
Really.
mine.
Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life.
I haven't watched it yet.
You've never seen it?
I've never seen it, but I'm going to watch it this Christmas.
Listen,
Please
you've got
do.
to watch it because you watch it once, it'll gladden your heart, I promise you.
Oh,
It's
good.
a great movie.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it Friday afternoon. I've already set
Oh,
Friday
you'll
afternoon
love it.
aside. to
Don't
watch
ask
it.
me, because I'm with him. That's my favourite.
Great
as well.
movie.
Okay, good. Frank, yours?
I haven't got one really.
Are there any that you particularly like? What are the contenders?
There aren't any.
I'm surprised. Do you not like Christmas films?
The Outlaw Josie Wales. I quite like that.
I can't believe no one said I believe in miracles.
No,
The greatest story ever told.
I watch
They
that
don't
every
like
week. At least once a week.
Okay, I'll start with you this time, Macca. Ideal Christmas dinner, including starters and desserts.
I don't do starters. A little bit of a tradition that I have a can of Stella with my Christmas dinner.
Classy.
You
Just
devil.
I know.
And then a massive fight.
And then in a big fight, yeah. Well, you're not far from the truth there, really. But my dad always has a can of Stella, so I thought I was growing up. I thought I was the bee's knees having a can of Stella with my Christmas dinner.
And do you have turkey?
Now I'm a veggie, so
Of course,
I will
I'm
be
so
having,
sorry.
Don't be like that. Come on. I'll be having a Stilton and mushroom pie.
Oh, lovely.
Flavoured turkey.
Yeah, exactly. Turkey flavoured mulch, whatever it is you like.
Turkey flavour.
Colin, will be having what will you be having turkey for Christmas?
Yeah, definitely turkey. No, without doubt. I mean, when you were growing up, it was always turkey on the table. And then I progressed to prawn cocktail to start with.
Oh, class.
So then that's become a standard in our house, and then smoked salmon and prawns.
Black Forest Gatto for dessert.
No, I love apple pie.
Yes.
And my mum used to make me an apple pie every day, and then when I got married, my wife said, I'm not having apple pie every day, so that upset me. So I got apple pie at Christmas.
3 days a week.
Yeah. So that was it. So yeah, but it was turkey. Turkey's got to be on the table. But we had all the family around last year, and they all said we want a different meat. So I said okay. So we had a beef.
Nice.
And then I said, but
You mean a cow?
Well, we did. We had we had beef, and then we had turkey with it. Because I said, there's no way we're having Christmas without a turkey.
And we have all the trimmings, stuffing,
Everything,
Brussels,
everything, the whole lot.
pigs in blankets.
Yeah, we have them. But then my good lady makes good sausage stuffing. But the grandkids are now making a good sausage stuffing, and Paula really enjoy it, because it's sort of leek flavoured. It's lovely.
Robbo, are you a turkey man?
I'm a turkey man, yes. Traditional Christmas pudding with cream, actually. I like cream with me.
Do you have the brandy cream?
No, I don't like the brandy cream. I like brandy, but I don't like brandy cream.
Yeah, we've noticed.
Yeah. No, traditional, probably prawn cocktail, like Col says, turkey and the Christmas pudding.
Lovely. And do you cook it yourself?
Don't be silly. I don't know how you spell cook.
Frankie, you
Well,
turkey
listen,
for Christmas?
I'm very boring, really, because I love a salmon and prawn cocktail beforehand, turkey and a Christmas pudding, with a bit of white sauce, glass of red. Can't beat it.
I imagine you used to be a good cook. Would that be fair?
No.
Really?
Wouldn't be fair at all. Wouldn't be fair on my wife. I'm absolutely useless. I can boil eggs. That's about it. Full stop.
For Christmas presents, then, ideally, what would your ideal Christmas present be this year, Paul?
Ooh.
And it can be anything.
Anything.
Yeah, it can be abstract if you like.
I want one of those Tesla trucks.
Oh, the electric car.
Oh, have you seen that?
I haven't seen the truck, no.
Like Blade Runner. Oh, they're amazing.
Well, if anyone out there has the money to get Paul a
100
Tesla truck.
quid to down deposit. I want one of those.
£100?
£100 deposit, yeah.
It's only a toy,
Oh, yeah, like a little Tonka truck.
And then the 50 grand after that. But yeah.
But
You can
start
get
with
that. You're
100.
doing well, aren't you?
Not that well. Colin, ideally, what would your ideal Christmas gift be?
I don't know that I want anything, to be honest. I've got everything I need.
Oh, that's
now.
nice.
That's lovely.
Family around me at Christmas, that's about the best it can get.
Oh.
Do you like that one, Sue?
Very good.
Like she listened.
Yeah, she might do. But yeah, I don't. There's nothing I desire.
World peace?
I've gone past that stage now. I don't think that'll ever
Long
happen.
gone.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
Robbo, what would your ideal Christmas gift be?
My ideal Christmas present would be mustard-coloured jumper.
Oh,
English mustard colour.
I know where you can get them,
Where's that?
We should say Paul is wearing a lovely mustard-coloured jumper today.
I would love one of them.
Isn't it, though?
It's great. I love it.
Thank you. Don't you think it suits me?
It's a
Skin
lovely knit.
tone and yeah, it's a lovely
does, actually.
cable knit. Thank you. Thank you,
Matches your
everyone.
eyes.
Thank you.
It's,
And my teeth, same sort of colour.
It's kind of got a sort of Scandinavian fisherman look about it.
Well, that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
The Scandinavian fisherman.
It's lovely. And it's your birthday today, so happy
It is,
birthday.
mate. Thank you very much.
And do you enjoy having your birthday at this time of year? It's a Christmas birthday.
Yeah,
really.
I like it. I used to like it when I was really young because you used to get a combined birthday Christmas sometimes if you're having a big present. So
Yeah,
I remember
lovely.
getting a snooker table. I mean, we had a tiny little council house and my dad stuck a big snooker table in
Oh,
the
what, a
lounge.
full size, like a big
No.
one? But like a stand-up
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
not the
yeah,
little pop
yeah.
black thing that I had
Yeah.
as a kid. Wow.
Yeah.
You still got it?
I lived on that thing. No.
Do you have a slate bed?
Oh, what?
A slate bed? Proper snooker tables have slate beds.
I don't think it did, no.
No.
It was only like a 5
Let's
foot.
not get technical.
Even the small ones had slate beds then.
Frank, if you could have one thing for Christmas this year, what would it be?
Well, apart from 3 points at Hull
Oh, that'd be
on
nice.
Boxing Day, that would be very nice. I wouldn't mind a new guitar, actually, if somebody out there wants to buy me
What are you after?
a new guitar. New electric guitar.
One with
What
strings.
type? Anyone? I know a few
Not
people.
in particular. Just I'm in a band now, and I've got an electric guitar, but it's a bit cheap, like, I could do with another one.
Go to Fox's Music. I heard you get a free drink when you go in there. So, yeah.
I can see with a flying V.
No.
No.
It's too modern.
So what's the band you're in?
Well, we really haven't got we haven't really got a name. It's called FBR, believe it or not. There's 3 lads called Frank, Brian, and Richard. Very original.
And what sort of music is it?
Oh, you wouldn't have heard of it, like.
I mean, because Mako, you're a front man
no,
without a
no,
band.
he's
Have you heard Steve Davis's band?
He's too modern for us.
Steve Davis.
You know, snooker player.
Yeah.
So I kid you not. There's a really cool website called The Quietus, right?
Yes, I know
Right,
it.
So it's brilliant. They do an album of they do the top 100 albums of the year, and it's super cool. It's amazing. It's all the best young new things. It's great. So at the end of every year, I'd sit and it comes out, and when I'm working, I'd check it out and I put a tune on and I go through it all. Number 13 was this band, and Steve Davis is in the band.
The snooker player.
The snooker player, and they're unbelievable. They're amazing. Like they sound like they could come out last week. Bunch of 19-year-olds. It's amazing.
What sort of genre is it?
Kind of like kraut-rock, like Can.
Krautrock. What's
Noi,
that?
yeah.
What does that mean?
German rock.
German.
No, kraut-rock. Like,
There ain't any
like,
German rock.
Oh God,
Oh, I
how'd
thought
you
that's what it
describe
meant. I genuinely thought that I wasn't trying to be funny.
No, sort of.
Brilliant.
I was worried I've offended people then.
Yeah, no, the whole of Europe. We're coming out, though, it don't matter. Over my neck.
You'd like it. You'd definitely like some krautrock.
Would I?
Yeah.
So what other bands are they like then? Because I don't know what krautrock is.
Oh God, you don't know Can or Noi or anyone
Umpire
like
music
this.
is.
Oh yeah, like Lederhosen.
Yeah,
Oh God. Next question.
Oh crikey! I've no idea krautrock was going to be such a controversial subject.
It's very difficult to explain.
Here we go. This will be interesting. Frank, do you watch the Queen's speech?
Not sometimes. It's not a religious experience that I have, but occasionally I might watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robbo, do you watch the Queen on Christmas
Only
Day?
in the morning, by the way. Sorry, Jeremy.
Robbo, do you watch the Queen at Christmas?
I haven't done lately, so I shall be sure to look in this year.
Looking this year on Her Majesty. Col, are you a
No,
Queen
I'm always
watcher?
eating my lunch at Christmas.
Oh, that's it. The timing's bad.
The timing's bad for me.
Macca, do you gather around the telly and listen to our monarch on the special day?
Couldn't care less.
No, I don't think any of us watch it. Well, here we go. Favourite Christmas tipple?
Stella.
Stella, of course. Yeah. 6 cans of Stella.
I like a single malt at Christmas.
Ooh, yeah. With water over ice?
No, just neat.
Oh, lovely.
Purist.
Yeah.
Cole, favourite Christmas tipple?
I quite like a glass of red wine. You know. Several actually. But yeah, that's mine. I don't do spirits.
But no Baileys or Tia Maria?
No, none of them. No desire for them.
Robbo, you a
Brandy
Bailey?
Alexander.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, my God.
Very
Love that,
nice.
love it. Absolutely. The tradition in our house that my oldest lad, he makes the brandy and it's gorgeous. Really is. Lovely drink.
I remember the last time I
Yes,
saw
I
you
know,
on
I
Brandy Alexander.
I have been worse for wear a
I
couple of
thought you
times.
died. My God, that was an experience.
When was it?
It wasn't that long ago. Don't worry about that.
We had a party, a house party somewhere just a few weeks ago.
I got locked in the loo as well.
He couldn't lock himself in the toilet. And John and I had been, strange enough, although it was quite cold, we'd been sitting outside most of the night. This fella had heaters on his patio. And we'd been very sensible, drinking a couple of bottles of red wine between
Yeah,
us.
right.
And somebody brought a Brandy Alexander out for him. And he sipped it, he thought, whoa, there's not a lot of brandy in there. So I put him up. Anyway, the next time I saw him, he was comatose on a chair. I thought, oh my
Yeah,
God, he died.
He's gone. He's in a
I
better place.
was worse for wear that day.
Did you give him mouth to mouth?
Oh, I'd rather line at that. Slap him about a bit.
It's not the 70s anymore.
Yeah, those were the days.
You're a snowball. Snowball, yeah?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm a red wine man.
Yeah, okay.
Bottle of 3.
We
What
don't-
about you? We've not asked you a question, Matt. Let's look at... Because I'm behind the curtain. It's like being in the Wizard of Oz here. So why don't you run through these for yourself?
Okay, favourite Christmas film? Scrooged.
Nice, good.
Bill Murray, 'cause it's
Yeah.
funny. Ideal Christmas dinner? Beef.
Oh,
Yeah, I like beef. Yeah,
I
that's-
like beef, but no Christmas dinner. No.
yeah. For Christmas this year, I'm like Colin. I don't really feel like I need anything. Maybe a book token,
So you could buy my book.
so I can buy your book. I've already got a copy, of course, but I'll buy the paperback version when it comes out. I don't watch the Queen's speech. Favourite Christmas tipple? Again, I like red wine, but I do quite like a baby sham.
okay.
goodness.
Wow.
Right, it's a good
Yeah,
one. That's
I quite like a
interesting.
baby sham in the morning.
He seems the type, doesn't
Well, it's 70s, isn't it?
he? Yeah.
I like that sort of 70s. The next question was going to be, do you believe in Santa Claus?
Of course.
Good. Do we all? Hopefully we all believe.
It keeps coming every year.
I used to. None of the children in Rushcliffe now believe in Santa Claus. So the Lord Mayor made a speech when she was switching on the Christmas lights and told all the kids that it's not Santa Claus that bring you presents, it's your parents.
No way.
Did not say it was in the national. She made the national press.
No, this year.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
It's fake news, the whole of
Yeah.
Rushcliffe. It's
She's a-
fake news.
She's a lovely old woman. She's in her 90s, and I know one or two of the councillors who do worry a bit when she gets up to speak. She is very capable of putting her foot in her mouth, and she certainly did that night.
She's at an age where you can say anything.
In West Bridgeford.
One for you here, Paul. Well, Paul and Frank are obviously the two musicians amongst us. What's your favourite Christmas song? And it could be a hymn, it could be a carol. It doesn't have to be...
I'm going to say Bowie and Bing Crosby, Little Drummer Boy.
Oh, great choice. And
I
you
just
love
love
Bowie.
that. I love that video of them, and Bowie's just casually with his mullet stood behind next to the piano, they're just kind of looking at stuff. It's really weird. Have you seen the video?
I have, yeah.
I just love Bowie's like peace on earth. It's brilliant. I love him.
That was
I
a
love
great
him.
impression.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
great
you.
impression.
Colin, what's your favourite Christmas song?
Have you ever thought about a career as a singer?
Bowie impersonator. I've done that my whole life.
I like Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Is it Emerson, Lake and Palmer there?
What's the song?
I can't remember. It was good.
Greg Lake.
Greg Lake, yeah.
I don't know that one.
He's just saying stuff and hopes that it happens at
Well,
Christmas.
It does.
Did they sing at Christmas? I guess so.
Yeah. Oh, good song, isn't it? I can't sing, right? But it's a good song.
Yeah.
But not Mariah Carey or Wham.
No.
Last Christmas is great, isn't it?
Oh, it's a great song.
I'm fed up with that.
I don't like that one.
What's your favourite, Robert?
Well, I'll go for the Pogues and
Oh,
Casino.
yes, Fairy Tale of New York.
Yeah, I'd made that's
I
mine as well.
like that one.
Did you hear Reedy's version on?
No.
He did a version on Last Christmas. We're expecting you guys to do something.
We'll have to sing us out again, Col.
All right.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Clark, Robbo and Barrett. Frank, do you have a favourite Christmas song?
Same as John.
Fairy Tale of New York.
Yeah,
Yeah, great song.
love it.
Okay, where will you be for Christmas Day, Frank?
This year I'll be at home. All the family are coming to us, so I'm looking forward to that. 2 daughters, sons-in-laws, 3 grandkids. They'll all be there for Christmas, so it'll be
A house
a great
full?
day.
And are you the sort of family that does it get tense in the afternoon? Do you have family rows?
Not usually, no.
Oh, that's good.
I wouldn't rule them out, but not usually.
Let's see what happens this year.
We're all too busy making sure my 4-year-old grandson doesn't destroy the whole of the house.
And Robbo, where will you be for Christmas Day?
I'm at home. We've got my in-laws coming over, and so there's about 7 or 8 of us, and my kids, and so I'll be at home. Play a few games in the afternoon.
What sort of games do you play?
Oh, there's a great one called Linky.
Oh, yes! That's
Great-
brilliant.
It's a great game.
I almost
I
bought
never
that a
win
couple of
it.
years
But
ago.
it's a great game.
It's where all the answers have a common theme.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's a really great
Exactly
game.
it.
That's good, isn't it? Have you seen it?
No.
It's brilliant. You would absolutely love it.
Okay, let's get it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's play it.
Do it this afternoon.
We'll get it. We'll play it this afternoon. Cole, where will you be for Christmas
In
Day?
the caravan.
Oh, whereabouts?
On the drive. on the drive. On the caravan on the drive, because we've got too many people coming round, so I emigrate to the caravan on the
Are
drive.
you miserable?
Heaven.
Brilliant.
No, that's
Brilliant.
heaven.
Bah, humbug.
Oh, listen. I can't sleep in my own bed. Our Dan comes in with his family. They all sleep in my room.
Hey, I'm with you.
Well, I go in the caravan. We're in the caravan out of the way. I put the caravan on the drive, put it down, got the heating on in the caravan. I'm in the caravan.
Oh,
But not
your
all
own
day.
music.
No,
your own
not all
telly.
day, just for sleeping purposes.
Oh, no, I'd
But
got-
when the arguments start, that's when I clear off, or I'll send somebody else in the caravan.
And what sort of what sort of spec is it? What
it's
goodies
decent.
have you got in there?
Decent.
You got beer
Two-
fridge and stuff like that?
I've got a fridge. I could do my own cooking, do everything in there.
I've got a fridge.
I'll be on my own. I'll be on my own in there. I've got a telly, could do the lot. If I wanted to be miserable, which apparently I am.
So if there's an apocalypse,
not
you can
miserable.
survive in your
Oh, I
caravan.
can. Oh, yeah.
Listen, Eb, you're not bad.
But a caravan's brilliant. It's heaven. It
That's
really
such
is
a good
heaven.
idea.
It just allows us for all the family to get together. I've got 4 grandkids. I've got 3 kids of my own, and they've all got a partner.
Yeah, but they're not together if you're in the
I
caravan.
know, I know, but it's one of the greatest things in the thing because when they're making a noise first thing in the morning, they ring me. They ring me. Bacon sandwiches ready.
I am
okay,
Grandad.
mate. Boom. That's it.
Come
I'm on
on.
it. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Come
Just
on.
come off and out in cup of tea.
That's living. That's living.
It's basically a mobile man cave,
Exactly.
and you can take it anywhere.
I can.
You could drive off in
But
it.
at the minute, it is, I do take it all over the place. But at the minute, it's a useful tool to have around Christmas period
Oh,
for our family.
I'm tempted to get a caravan. But I live in a flat, so I don't have a drive.
That'd be about right.
Park it out on the
Same
street.
size.
That'll be a problem.
The same size.
You only live with your missus, though, so I think that'll be...
It'd be pretty harsh if I just left her in the house on her own.
Do you mind if I just...
Just go get the caravan. Why is the caravan changed?
No reason.
Paul, where will you be on Christmas Day?
Oh, I'll be... my mum and dad's this year. We normally go up to Scotland, to Montrose with my wife's mother, which is lovely because we get on the beach on Christmas Day and all that kind of
Do
stuff.
you go in the sea?
No.
Because some people do. There's people who live
Scottish
by water.
people do.
Yeah, they go in the sea.
Yeah. So, Scots are just... I mean, honestly, kids are in the sea on Christmas Day and stuff and getting stung by jellyfish and just running out. Oh! Doesn't he matter? Racist. So, yeah, but we're here this year. I say at Mum and Dad's, yeah. So,
Did you
Nottingham.
ever do that as a youth, Robbo, growing up in Glasgow? Did you go in the Clyde on Christmas Day?
Certainly not. No, certainly not.
Here's a big question for you all. Christmas Day with the family or Boxing Day at the football? What's your favourite? Paul. He's really thinking about it.
Well, the last time I was at football on Boxing Day, I was playing.
You haven't
I'm
been
gonna
to
say-
football since?
No, not over Christmas.
Why not?
Too drunk.
You've always had a ticket. You just never been able to get there.
And it seems like a drag. It seems like a big deal to get over and come to the game and do all that kind of stuff. I'd rather just hang out.
But did you enjoy Boxing Day as a footballer?
I did, yeah. I enjoyed the Christmas period as a footballer. Yeah.
Because it felt special or because there were more games?
Just nice to get away from the family.
I suppose if you're a player, you've got the ultimate excuse. You can say, oh, we've been told we've got to train. Would you go for a run on Christmas Day?
No, you're normally training Christmas morning. Did we train Christmas morning?
Sometimes.
Yeah, because the days to be Boxing Day, wouldn't we? Train Christmas mornings and then back home, Christmas dinner, and that was it. Like,
I mean, it depends. If you're at home, if the game's at home, you would do that.
Yeah.
If you're away somewhere, like Cole said, you might have the morning at home and a bit of Christmas lunch and then do a bit of training in the afternoon
Yeah.
and off in the coach to wherever you're going to go and stay out, you know.
yeah.
Because I went for a run. I've only ever done it once. Went for a run a couple of Christmases ago. It's one of the worst mistakes I've ever made.
Yeah, you got to give all that
freezing.
up over Christmas.
I went for a run on Bramcote Park around that running
You've got to
track.
give all that up.
Just in general. When do you take the tree down, Frank?
12 days?
After Christmas?
Traditionally.
12th night.
Yeah, 12 nights.
It's like the 7th of January.
Yeah, something like that.
And when do you put it up?
Well, it's up now.
Yeah, but
It's been up at least a week.
Okay, well, that's good. So you get it up fairly early.
Yeah.
Get into the full spirit. Robbo, when do you put yours up?
You're asking me if I put a Christmas tree up.
Yeah, I just presumed you did.
The wife puts it up. I don't even know if we'll go one up now, to be honest with you. I can't think where it is. No, like, she puts it up. I haven't a clue.
Collie, are you into all the decorations?
Yeah,
and things?
well, I don't decorate the tree. I don't
Just
even
the
buy it.
caravan.
Yeah, just the caravan. A bit of tinsel on the caravan. We've just put ours up Christmas this last weekend, and we normally do it roughly about a fortnight before. Roughly.
Okay, that's good.
Even though my wife bought the tree in last week in November. It was in Morrison's. There's the name shout. And it's been outside ever since in a bucket of water. So, but she wants a real tree. I won't let her have a real tree in the lounge. So we've got a false tree in the lounge. I'll have a real tree in the conservatory.
In the caravan.
And then the little twig in the caravan.
Yeah, okay.
So you've got two Christmas trees?
Two Christmas trees.
Wow.
Yeah. Because Sue, she likes the smell of the Christmas tree, so she likes that somewhere.
pine.
Pine, yeah. So, but I won't let her have it in the lounge because the sap comes out and goes onto the carpets and what's it? So
The needles
this,
everywhere.
This is the miserable person coming out of me now.
Absolutely.
And then, I said, right, you can have one in the conservatory because that's a hard floor. I said, we can deal with that. So she gets one in there. And,
very practical. It's a
So
practical
pragmatic. Macca, when do you put yours up? And do you have a real tree?
No chance. I had an ex-girlfriend that made me have one year, and I was picking pine cones out of the carpet for
they're great for the
a
vacuum
year and a
cleaner.
half.
Good smell out of the vacuum cleaner
torture.
after. Brilliant.
Oh, that's a really good point. It makes your Hoover smell nice.
When do you smell your Hoover?
Good question, Colin Barrett.
Well, I have to say,
How
I've
do you
done,
smell an
I've done
How do
several
you-
times.
How do you smell an artificial Christmas tree?
Well, it's you put a scented stuff on it.
I thought you bought an artificial one. You said
Yeah,
it's-
but he's got a real one.
Got a real one as well.
Oh, well done.
Brilliant.
Macca, are you a bit of a Scrooge when it comes to putting the decorations up?
What do you mean? Do I put them up myself?
Do you enjoy it? Are you a festive guy?
No, I have to do the rubbish stuff. I have to fix the tree together, unravel the lights, put the lights on.
Yeah, I love
which
doing
is
all that.
torture. And then my missus and my daughter do everything, do all the nice stuff.
And do you like keeping it up, or can't you wait to take it all down? That sounded a lot
Already
worse.
talked about that.
I'm getting on a bit now, aren't I?
That's his Christmas tree. That
I should be so lucky.
is. Are you listening?
No, it comes down. It comes down sharpish.
Always.
After a lovely nap. Have you done your Christmas shopping yet?
All online. Can you believe there are still people that go into town?
I can't believe it.
What's up with people?
Get on a
Get on-
well-known
Yeah, exactly.
website that may or may not pay its taxes.
Yeah.
Because they deliver on the same day sometimes.
Yeah, they do.
Fellas, have you all done your Christmas shopping yet?
Well, I've done mine, but I don't do very much. You know. My wife does most of the present buying,
Oh, that's handy.
but I have sorted hers out. It took a bit of doing. I needed my daughters to help me.
Oh, that sounds
Well, I
like
did it
it's quite a
online,
big
and
gift.
I'm not as savvy as Paul, you know. So I had a few problems with the website. Managed to get it done.
All those viruses on your laptop from those other websites you've been going on, Frank. Be careful with that before you take it to PC World. Robbo, have you done the Christmas shopping yet?
No. I was about to do it, but you wanted me to come here, so I thought I'll do that and have a good excuse for not doing it.
Well, you are in town. You can just.
Yeah, well, we'll forget that. I thought we were
Okay.
in the country. I've told my missus I'm in the country somewhere.
It's a very remote location.
Col, have you done all yours yet?
No, I don't do the Christmas shopping, I have to say. Again, Sue does it all. But she actually shows it me about a week or so before she wraps it all up. She said, "Well, now you've got to look interested because you've got to know what the kids and everybody's having. So I'll show it you what you've bought, which I haven't bought, but she's bought it all. I have just the one present to get, and that's hers, which I'm useless at. So
To be married to a 70s footballer.
Yeah.
It's my dream, actually, Paul. But,
But
oh,
yeah,
that or a
that's it.
90s one.
That's it.
And do any of you buy forest stuff for Christmas?
Not done for a long time.
No,
Not done.
no.
Not done for a long time.
Or do you get forest stuff? Do people ever get you for like footballing gifts?
No.
If you're going to buy these guys a present, it really wouldn't be forest stuff, would it?
Well,
What
I
would you get them?
Maybe like a replica European Cup or something like that.
These guys have got the real ones.
Yeah, or maybe like
Buy me one.
a print of your.
I'll take what I can
I'll
get.
get you one. Yeah. But I would presume something footballing. I guess. Would I be wrong?
Yes. You'd be wrong.
Oh my! So what? Well, that's a good thing. I suppose I already asked you what you would like.
Buy
But
them on Steve Davis's album.
I'll get you Steve Davis's album and a new guitar.
I want to hear what this kraut rock is first. Listen, I've already threatened all my family. They're all having to go at me. They're gonna buy me Chris Kamara's Christmas album.
I've heard
I've
it.
told them if they do, I'll smash it to pieces in the house.
It's actually quite good.
Is it?
I've heard bits of it. Yeah, he can sing. Unless he's been
that's
auto-tuned.
That's not what I've heard.
What songs have you got in it?
He's just done
Christmas song.
original Christmas songs. Yeah, so I don't think are there covers on there, but he's done. There's a particular Christmas song that I thought was okay. Were you ever tempted to do a Christmas album with Merck or
No.
Ulterior?
No.
You can't
Your
really do-
taste in music is questionable, though, isn't it?
What? What? Is it?
Well, you sent us your playlist on the way up.
Oh, I listened
Today?
Oh, hold on. Well, that's different because that's a Christmas playlist.
You're such a big kid.
I listen
Who
to
listens to a Christmas playlist?
I do every day. I've got carols from St Paul's. I've got 100 hymns and carols, and I've got
that's
now
lovely.
that's what I call Christmas. Yeah, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, Salvation Army Brass Band.
The only Christmas album you ever need is Phil Spector's.
I've never heard it.
It's the Christmas album. The Phil Spector Christmas album, with the Ronettes and everything. It's amazing.
Okay, well, I'll look-
Christmas.
Oh, I like that. Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go.
Okay. Well, there we go. So you do like Christmas music. Now, as you would imagine, fellas, when we announced that you were coming on the show, we were deluged with tweets and emails.
course
I've got a
you
pic of
would
them here. Gareth tweeted us and said, I've got a question for Colin Barrett.
Right.
Could you ask him who put the ball in the Scousers' net?
It comes up every now and again, doesn't it? Gary Burles. Put it that way.
He sent that in himself.
Oh,
Now, Glenn in York got in touch. He said, fellas, I've been a Forest fan for over 45 years and I'm fortunate enough to remember the glorious achievements of our heyday. But my question to my childhood hero, Robbo, and to the quite brilliant Frank and Colin is, do any of you truly believe Forest can ever get back into the top flight and become an established member who will challenge for trophies again?
Well, I think they're certainly capable of getting in the top flight. Whether they can go as far as those days is a difficult question. You need to really have fortunes and loads of money and a bit of luck. But I wouldn't say no, simply because what Leicester have achieved, you know.
Yes.
I mean, it's a great achievement them winning the league, and because I don't think anybody would have been totally surprised after the year they won the league that if they had a terrible season the next season and were fighting against relegation. But to come back again and still have another go among all the big boys is fantastic.
What they're doing this year is unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
good.
Ahead of Man City. I mean, that Man City side as well. And to
That's good recruitment.
yeah.
You know, in 3 years, all they've done is changed two players. Oh, well, two players from the original one, goalkeeper and centre forward in it. That's
Who?
the only Leicester. They're the only ones left in their side from the Championship year.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
All right.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
they've, so
they've
recruiting
bought-
is vital.
They've
But-
bought very well. Spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
They've got, they've got wealthy owners. The son has carried on from his father with the same philosophy and the same checkbook, if you like. And they've appointed a very, very good manager. Kept Vardy and Schmeichel, who are both outstanding players, and bought very well. There's no reason why Forest can't get back in the Premier League. It's difficult, very, very difficult. There's a lot of clubs in the Championship who think of themselves as big clubs, who think they should be in the Premier League as well. And it's very, very competitive. But they can do it. But I don't see them ever really challenging, say, for the Champions League, if you like. But who knows, you know? We've got very ambitious owners at the moment. They won't be satisfied with second best at any level, you know. I mean, complacency is one of the big problems with any kind of organisation. There's no danger of there being any complacency around Forest, and you know, and hopefully that will bear fruit in the next year or two.
Well, it's all very exciting. Colin, do you think we could get back into the Premier League and challenge for silverware again?
The silverware bit, I think they've got a chance if they get back in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Because I think some of the Premier League sides, although now they're changing their attitude towards some of the cup competition.
Yes.
I think the League Cup is the big one that everybody's fallen short on. You know, if you look at all the past winners, I mean, Man City took it seriously last year. I think
Yeah.
When Mourinho was at Chelsea, he took it seriously because they want silverware. You know, you listen to them. Well, the people at Tottenham. You listen to they just want silverware. The supporters want silverware. It's all right saying, well, I finished fourth. You don't put fourth place on your mantelpiece. You know?
Absolutely right.
So I think silverware is a must, and I think Forest are capable of doing that. But, I mean, it's the classic line. It's the Clough line. He said, "Why enter a competition if you're not going to go and win it?"
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And that's the line. And a lot of these Premier League sides over the past 10 years have fallen short of that. And they've let their supporters down because supporters want to go to Wembley.
Yes.
They want the day out. They want everything along with it. And the whole towns, whichever towns they're in.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that every single manager that's ever won the League Cup said it's a Mickey Mouse tournament. You know? whenever they win their silverware, they
No,
say
it's-
this is a great
It's the
tournament.
managers who've never won it who say to Mickey about it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So just to sum up our thoughts on that, I guess, almost certainly promoted this year,
Yeah.
and then champions of the Premier
That'd be
League
ideal.
the following year, then maybe Europe the year after that.
That's the norm. That's the norm. Don't people do that anymore?
John Lawrence got in touch and said, my best memory of John Robertson was listening to Forest Hamburg in the European Cup final on a radio whilst on scout camp in the New Forest. As soon as Robbo scored, I shook up a can of Coke, sprayed it round the tent. My fellow campmates weren't impressed. Them were the days, says John Lawrence. I mean, there must have been people listening all over the world and watching all over the world to that final.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, the people ask me about the goal and what I remember of it. What I think is that I would love to have been taken out of myself and watched it from where the supporters were watching it.
Yeah.
To see that moment. Because when you're caught in it, it's there and gone, you know. I remember putting my hands in, and the next thing I'm surrounded with this mob. You know, couldn't he breathe? But then, it was. I shook a can up as well. Wasn't it? Wasn't it Coke though?
Do you remember specific memories, Paul? Like the Leon goal? Do you remember it? Or as a result of so many people sharing it on social media, do you almost remember it through the TV footage?
It's exactly the same as Robbo. Like, that person just seems like it's a different guy, a different person. It's only really been this that I'm like with football.
You're very
careers.
modest about
it's
it.
over there. And it's only been this and people being kind and being nice, and then people come up to you and say, "Oh, that was amazing. We had a great." And I think people just hark back to that period that we had, which was kind of the last real great Forest side, I would guess.
It was fantastic.
And people talk to you about it in such with such great fondness that you kind of, oh, okay, yeah, well, I guess it was kind of cool. So it just seems like a different person.
Darren Lowe's been in touch. He said, lads, only just started listening to the podcast, but I'm working my way through them. Loved the Vance Warner episode. He said, not so much a Forest memory, but I remember Vance and Macca at San Diego Town. I think it was the year above him, from his South Notts days. I was a goalkeeper, and he and Neil Glasser were promoted to our side and got their starts, much to the annoyance of the lads already there, against a Salford side, which had a lad called Ryan Wilson playing. Played at Eastwood Town's ground. We lost 3-2, and I remember Ryan Wilson scoring a 25-yard free kick, top corner, and a wonder solo goal.
He wasn't bad, him.
So you do remember him?
Yeah.
He says, so many memories and laughs from back then. Should have asked John about the time those two supporters went into the dressing room versus Yeovil. My two mates were those lads, and one said there was only him and Danny Cullip who looked like they had an issue with him being there. Another masterstroke off Megson. Some good times in Holland with San Diego Town. Can Macca remember meeting Ruud Hullet at PSV?
No.
That's a good
How have you
answer.
forgotten that?
Meeting Ruud Hullet.
That's what it says here in black and white.
Yeah, I mean, I remember
it must
going,
be true.
I remember going away with San Diego Town to Holland a few times, but I can't remember meeting Ruud Hullet.
Do you remember Darren Lowe?
I do, yeah. Yeah. Hi, Darren.
There you go. He'll be listening to this.
Yeah.
You'll have made his day. Thank you for your email, Darren. Another one for Macca here. Paddy's been in touch. She says, I have two stories about Paul. One a true fact, and one is a story that might only be half true if Paul can confirm it. The factual story, I know this could
I'm
be
nervous.
potentially
My
very
palms are sweating
dangerous.
now.
Yeah. So I was recently moving out my home when emptying my loft, I came across some old Forest videos. So I banged one in the old VHS, and it was Forest Man United, the one that Paul scores in. What took me by surprise was minutes after Paul scored, he actually out-jumps both Bruce and Pallister to flick a header onto the top of the bar.
I can't believe that didn't go in.
No, I can't remember that.
Oh, I can. That's one I do remember. Yeah.
There you go.
I thought that was in. The second it left my head, I thought I was in. I thought, I've scored
How'd you
against him again.
out-jump Gary Pallister?
Oh, it's no problem. Got to score against Schmeichs as well, haven't you? Got
course.
to be some player to score against Schmeichs.
Absolutely.
This guy says, Paddy says, it's true, I have it on video. Feel free to do the show from my house and you can view it. I'll have to find the SCART lead
Let's
for the
do that.
VHS. Should
I've
we
got a
do it?
SCART lead.
Let's go around. Now, here's the other one. So this is the one that may or may not be true. He says, in the late
All the
90s,
nightclub, won't it?
myself and two friends were in ISIS.
Yeah.
There we go. And saw the Forest players were in the VIP section, which was one big glass box. It was like a fish tank of Forest players. The VIP section had a door to get in at one end, which was flanked by a bouncer, and a door at the other end to get out. Anyway, as we were walking by, Dave Besant leant on the door, which opened at a crack. My mate managed to wedge his fingers in, and we snuck in. We were three 18-year-old lads in the VIP section with Forest players. It took all of our will not to ask them to sign our actual real shirts. Anyway, later in the night, my mate Gaz uttered the word "Uvavu" and was saying it off Shooting Stars by Vic Reeves. Quick as a flash, Paul McGregor spins round and asks us if we like Shooting Stars. Yes, we replied, and Paul told us that Vic Reeves once cut his hair in a toilet. As we didn't know what to say, I just said, "It looks good, though." He told us he'd had it cut since and then walked away. Is that true? Did Vic Reeves cut your hair in a toilet?
That's true.
Wow! What happened?
It was the night before we all went away to the Isle of... Guernsey or Jersey? Where do we used to go every year? Jersey. And I got asked on Shooting Stars on the local Nottingham, because they toured it. So I was on there with Ulrika and...
Amazing.
Vic and Bob and Mark Lamar. And we all went up for a drink in the Royal at the top, and we were talking about music with Mark Lamar. And my hair was amazing, and it was so lovely and just really cool. Oh,
amazing. I love me with you.
Oh, I wish I could have all that back. And yeah, I was talking about how much I used to love. I love Rod Stewart's haircut in The Faces. That's the ultimate kind of mod cut.
Yeah.
And he went, "Oh, I used to cut hair. I used to do it for a living." And I was like, "Okay." He said, "I used to do all the mod haircuts, I can cut hair like Rod Stewart, basically." I went, "Go on then." Mark Lamar went, "Do not let him cut your hair." I went, "It'd be fine, it'd be all right." So anyway, Vic Reeves butchered my hair. I looked like Gollum at the end of it. And then the next morning I had to get up. I had this Pride and Joy haircut. It was a mix between Ian Brown, Liam Gallagher, going to... I wore a cap the whole time and then went and got a number 2 when I got there, so you wouldn't notice.
Do you remember this, Frank?
Because you'd have been asking me, what the bloody hell have you done to your head? So it's true, yeah.
Would you have got a telling off for that haircut, do you think? Would Frank have told you?
It was
off?
quite clear, because I looked like I had mental issues. It was quite clear that something had happened that night.
And he cut it. Why did he cut it in the toilet?
Well, you're not gonna. We were in the. We were upstairs in the Royal Hotel.
I suppose there's a mirror in the toilet.
Well, there you go.
That's the main reason, I guess.
That's the main reason.
But as he's doing it, you must have thought, this isn't going well.
Well, no, because he feathered the top quite nicely, and
Yeah.
then went for the fringe. But he went too heavily into it, so I had this kind of mullet at the back, some long bits there, and then just almost like this monk.
Did he pick scissors out of his top pocket then?
We borrowed
That's a
scissors.
really good question.
We borrowed scissors off somebody.
Did he?
Yeah,
Dressmaking scissors, you know. The
I really don't. They were
Pinking
blunt.
shears.
Pinky shears, you know?
Yeah, but that was a strange old night. Ulrika fell out with me because somebody came over with their baby, and this baby just had this jet of black hair in a slicked side part, and I told the parents that the baby looked like Hitler.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that'll do it, mate. Yeah.
Oh my God! It's
you-
all coming flooding back. I deserved the haircut, I think.
Very unlikely someone would take that as a compliment. Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we were going for, actually, yeah. I threw the tash on.
Ulrika fell out with me. Yeah, she didn't speak to me again after that.
Oh, man. Did any of you fellas ever end up in these sort of situations as players where you're getting your hair cut by comedians in toilets? Sounds like a Netflix thing, doesn't
was
it?
an offer,
Haircuts.
wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm
I
not,
lived a very
because I am
sheltered life.
well, fellas, we've come to the end of this Christmas special. Lovely to see you all again. Merry Christmas
Thank you, gents.
and a Happy New Year.
Thanks very much,
Happy
man.
Christmas to you and all
Thank
your
you.
listeners. Yeah.
All the best to you.
Yeah.